In functional style of programming, functions are treated as first-class citizens. In the previous sessions, we have seen how to assign functions to variables, pass functions as arguments, and also we have seen how to return functions from functions. In this session, let us understand higher order functions. A higher order function is a function that takes a function as an argument or multiple functions as an argument, or returns a function or multiple functions, or it does both. Essentially, a higher order function is a function that also works with functions apart from normal data. So let us see an example. So let us begin by writing a function that takes a function as an argument and also returns a function. So let us call the function f that takes a function as an argument named as say f2, and within the function let us return f2. Okay. Now apart from the function taking a function as an argument and returning that function, let us have two more arguments, one to represent a string and another to represent a number. So let us do some validation checks on these two arguments before returning the function f2. Okay. So let us call the function f2, which is our third argument, if our first two arguments s and n are not null and indeed a string and a number. So let us have a condition. So if type of s is equal to string and if s is not equal to null, also if the type of n equal to number and n is not equal to null. Okay, so if these two conditions are satisfied, let us return the function f2. So let us in fact return f2 with these two arguments s and n. Okay, so this is our higher order function that we have written. So our higher order function takes in three arguments and performs a validation on the first two arguments and returns the third argument, which is a function. Okay. Now let us define some functions. Particularly, let us define three functions. One to retrieve a character from a string, one to print a word multiple times, and one to find the substring of a string. So let us have three functions, one to find character from a string. Okay, let us have one more function to say print a word multiple times, and the third function to find the substring in a string. So let us write these three functions. So let us write our first function and let this function take in two parameters s and n. Okay, and let the function return the character at the string yes. So it is essentially s dot character at the position n. Okay. Okay. Let us name the function as say CA for simplicity, character at. Okay. So this is our first function. Let us now write our second function. So let us name the function as print a word multiple times empty. So pwmt, and let this function also take in the two parameters. The first one is the string and the second one is a number. And within the function, let us make use of a for loop to print a word multiple times. So let us have a loop that loops from I equal to 0 till n, I less than n, I plus plus, within which probably let us do a console.log and print the word represented by yes. Okay. Now our third function is to find a substring in a string. So let us similarly write one more function, say call it as substring in a string yes, and have the two parameters yes comma n, and within the function let us return the substring within the string. So it is essentially s dot substring. Substring takes in or expects two arguments. The first one is the position. So let us say from 0 till n. Okay, so this is our third function. Okay, so we have our higher order function and we have our three functions. So as we can see, the core logic is in these three functions and we have the validation on the higher order function. Okay. Now we can call the function, the higher order function f, which will first perform the validation on the first two arguments. So let us now call f with the three parameters. So our first parameter is a string, second parameter is a number, and the third parameter is our function. So let us call the function CA, which is our third parameter, and let us call it on the string. Say let us find the character at on the string functional, which is our first parameter, which is the string, and the second parameter is let us find the character say at the position 2. So essentially it is 0, 1, 2. Let us expect that we get the answer as n. Okay. Now similarly, let us call the function f and pass in the parameters. This time with the third parameter being our function pwmt, let us print a word many times pwmt, say 3 times on the string, which is our first parameter, say higher order. Okay, and finally let us call the function yes. Okay, on our string, say functional style is cool. Okay. Okay, we need to specify our second parameter. Let us get a substring, say fun. So in order to get fun, let us specify the second parameter as 3. Okay. So if you see the program now, see how flexible it is since we are using a higher order function. As we can see, how this function f is used with different functions having the same signature but performing different tasks. Now this is the crux of higher order functions. Okay, so let us run this script by issuing the call node test.js. So as you can see, the first one is higher order, higher order, higher order. So we get higher order, higher order, higher order 3 times. So this is getting executed, but we are not getting the result from the CA and SS. So let us see what is happening. So if you look into CA and SS, yeah, we are doing a return and we are doing a return here as well, but it is not getting printed anywhere. So either we can do a console.log here and here, or we can do a console.log outside. So let us do a console.log here, and similarly console.log here. So let us now execute the script. So now as you can see, we get n, which is the result from this, and for the last part we get fun. Okay, so this is the advantage of having higher order functions, where we can easily make use of multiple functions in a more flexible manner. Thank you.